Alright, how's it going there, ladies and gentlemen? So for this video, I'll be making a tier list about all these different animes. There's 200 ones in here. This will be like an outline of what I want to do, or just give me ideas of what kind of videos I want to make. So I'm going to go through these pretty fast because there's 250 of them. So I'll just give my brief, you know, thoughts. This is just anime, so no manga included. This will just be anime only. So let's get into it. Demon Slayer. So Demon Slayer, I did like it. I didn't really like it at first because episode 19, then it kind of just got crazy. Like, definitely like showed how much the people working on definitely cared about the season. That also being with like the last fight in season two was definitely one of the most craziest fights I've ever seen, the most well animated, like intense fights I've ever seen in my like in a while. But the third season with Mitsuri and everything, I was really hyped up about that just because Mitsuri and like the fog the fog pillar and all that. It's just like the fights didn't feel that intense. All the enemies were dealt with somewhat easily. Like there was no high stakes compared to like the last fight in the second season. The fourth season, I think we'll like up that stakes a little bit more, but that's just me getting too further ahead. So Black Clover, I've only seen the first season. I was one of those people that kind of stopped it because I didn't, I just didn't want to watch it. But people are saying like how good it got, especially with the Julia stuff and the demon stuff that happens later on. Especially the stuff that's going on in the manga right now. I heard there's like a time skip and everything. So I will like probably catch up with the anime. So I'll put it at B for now. Reincarnated as a Slime, I'll definitely put it on A as well. It's one of the anime I enjoyed watching. I didn't know nothing about the source material when it came out, but it was something I just really enjoyed. I like was excited to wait for the next week for the next episode to come. I was playing Age of Empires at the time, so I kind of had that feel creating your own country kind of thing, like fantasy thing. So I loved it. Naruto Shippuden. I love Naruto a lot. Like when I was a kid, Naruto was definitely on my mind a lot. The Sharingan, the jutsus and all that, Fireball Jutsu, Susanoo and all that. I was a really big fan of that. But there's before I watched Shippuden, I like went to a manga store, saw like Sasuke and like the Itachi, like the fight in the manga form and all that. I was like really excited to get back into the anime and watch it. A lot of stuff happened that I didn't really want to get into, but one big thing is all the fillers, especially after Madara. After the Madara thing, it went on like half a year of just fillers, and I just read the manga. I was like, I still haven't read the last. I still haven't read or watched the last fight between Naruto and Sasuke. So Dragon Ball GT, I've not watched it since I was a kid, but I enjoyed it when I was a kid, so I'll put it on S tier. Actually, let's make this fair. Actually, nah. As far as I remember, I love watching GT. Like I haven't watched it as an adult or as a teenager yet, but I just have good memories of it. Original Dragon Ball Z, I do it like a lot. Do like a lot. One Piece. I recently just started watching anime again, watching Egghead. I love the first two episodes. I love the new animation. It's like more. It's definitely it's like less detailed, but they can way more experimental. They can do a lot more stuff with it, a lot more movement, and make it more engaging. So I like it a lot, and really excited about Egghead Island, especially the stuff's gonna happen later on. I don't know this one. My Hero Academia, I have not watched. I don't think it's fair. I'll put a B. That's kind of like one of the unfinished parts. Actually, I should make it an unfinished one. Well, I'll put it on B for now, just because I made it to the part where Steen, so I didn't really get that far ahead. But I got to the part where Steen and kind of stopped watching it. Everyone is saying right now that season 7 is going to be like the craziest part animated, but there are some people saying like all the sensory might ruin it. So it's like these two I will probably catch up on later on. So once I get everything all situated. I have not seen that anime yet. I don't know what this one is. If it's Dragon Ball Super, I have not seen Dragon Ball Super yet. But I have seen Dragon Ball Super Broly though, the movie. That was fucking crazy. I love that. Boruto I've not watched yet. I don't know what that one is. The original Naruto always holds a place in my heart, no matter how edgy it was. Sword Online. Okay, this is gonna sound crazy. Sword Online, when it first came out, we knew nothing about it. It was the first isekai. It was an anime about being someone being transported to a video game. People were hyped as shit about it. The first 3 episodes had me engulfed into the story, but it did lose me like later on. Like kept skipping ahead. It could have went from floor to floor. It could have been a 100 episode story easily. It had so much potential. It was unreal, but I still enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed Sword Online very much until the second season. Once I got to the second season, let's say from here, just the first season. That's it. Okay. Konosuba, I've only seen the first season. I loved it a lot. Very funny, very different anime. I still need to catch up with it. I think it's on season 3, so I got some catching up to do. Fairy Tail, I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoyed watching Fairy Tail the first 40 episodes, but it did fall off hard. Like this was one of the animes like when I first started watching it, I got into a lot. Like watching it definitely felt adventurous, felt magical, and felt like fairy guilds and all that. But there's definitely some weird parts about the elements of the story. Like the person who creates Fairy Tail, he's just writing it for the fun of it, but it's like there's definitely some stuff in there that will lose you within the story. Full Metal Alchemist is considered one of the most like perfect anime, like well animated to watch. I do agree. I loved watching Full Metal Alchemist a lot. I made a mistake of trying to show it to my mom because I thought it'd be a good anime to show to my mom, but I forgot about the first episode's stuff. ReZero, I've only seen the first episode, first season. I did love it a lot. It was intense. It was crazy. It was actually I put it on B. I put it on A. Like, this is like my favorite all-time stuff to watch. I can watch again, just the first season of that though. But I really loved ReZero. It was definitely like I had low expectations coming into it, but it definitely like grasping the story, especially with like someone like Subaru's like internal struggle and it's just him dying over and over and over and all these different like loopholes he has to conquer. I do want to see the second and third season, so we'll get into that. Oh, yes, I have seen that one. I don't know how to rate that one. There's so much to say about that anime. It's unreal. Future Diaries. Hunter x Hunter, definitely one of my favorite animes of all time. For you Hakusho's in here too. I'll probably put that up there. Definitely, the Chimera arc is something that will stay in my head forever. Netero versus Miriam, definitely one of my favorite fights of all time. Classroom Assassination is definitely one. Wow, this has got to be an old anime. So I watched this when I was in high school. The last I think it was either like I don't know, one of the seasons aired when I was in high school. I think it's probably the second one, and it just gave me motivation. Just it was just an anime. I was like really as a senior, I had to make up like 11 more credits than everyone else. So I was just like really depressed. I was taking all these special classes to catch up and like get all these extra credits and this classroom assassination and just watching this anime and seeing all these homeless people, but seeing how they like grow and how this teacher and how this alien teacher like helps out students individually try to make them a better person. It really motivated me to finish high school. That makes me wonder how old this anime is. Is this? I can't see what this is. Spice and Wolf? I honestly don't know what it is. Oh, that's Shield Hero. I have only seen the first episode of Shield Hero. I don't like it. I've only seen the first episode. I don't like it. I felt so forced. Like I don't know how it got popular because I've only seen I think I only seen like the first two episodes, but it was not for me. I'm sorry. I can't read that. Is that Blue Exorcist? That's too small for me. Sorry. Spy X Family. I've only seen the first few episodes of it, but it's very enjoyable, like anime to watch. I would say it's something I would even watch with my family, but it's anime. Jujutsu Kaisen A. Jujutsu Kaisen, I would definitely put on. No, I'm gonna put an S, just because the anime, they're constantly upping each other over and over and over. Sukuna versus Mograga, dude, that was the most experimental, like different anime fight I've ever seen. There's constantly shit happening the whole time. There's like debris, people falling all over places. There's constantly action happening. Sukuna is constantly slicing Mograga over and over and over. It was like an impenetrable object versus an immortal force, basically. Parasite, really good anime. I highly recommend you watch it. Definitely, it is definitely a different anime too. It got I heard the live action adaptation like won like the Grammys, so I thought that was pretty crazy. But there's definitely some parts and towards the end there I kind of had problems with it. Like it felt like a lot of, like the villains like gave up towards the end, or they just wasn't fleshed out, or they could have done a lot more. But that was just me personally. I do love how the story ended at the very end. So very heartwarming end. Chainsaw Man. Okay, wow. I can't believe I didn't. Yeah, so I do want to talk about Chainsaw Man. I did make a video on Chainsaw Man, but like half my shit got taken down on this channel. But Chainsaw Man is definitely one of my favorite animes. I read the Fire. Okay, a lot of people don't know about this, but a lot of people are starting to since Chainsaw Man came out. I read the Fire Punch manga. It's definitely the most craziest, the out there, the most disturbing manga I've ever read. That's like grounded at the same time. Chainsaw Man is definitely my favorite animes. When I first watched the Chainsaw Man anime, I did feel it was a little bit off. It was definitely way it's different from the manga by a long shot, but it definitely has its own charm, its own feel to it, and I love it a lot. Especially, it did show like Kobani, it did show all the characters in the spotlight, so it did show them like it went well, it did well. Dr. Stone, I've only seen the first season, but I do want to catch up. It does look good. I only got to the part where you make cola, but I've seen some parts about the manga and all that, like the war between the scientists. So I do want to catch up on the anime. Bleach, I have not. I've only seen the first 50 episodes, so this is one that I need to catch up on. I don't think it's fair for me to rank it. I'll put on B for now, but I've only seen the first 50 episodes. I have seen stuff like that on Toonami, like when it was Ichigo going into like his demon form, Ichigo versus Aizen at the very end. I did see those on Toonami and all that, but I never got a chance to like read the whole story. I mean, watch the whole story from like start to finish. So I'll probably catch up on that too. Let's put these up here once I gotta catch up. Put them at the very end right there. Yeah. I don't know what this one is. Magi. Wow. Okay, this is one of the anime I watched on Netflix. I was getting back into anime and was learning about the streaming services. Magi, I feel like is a very underrated anime. Like not many people talk about it lately. I did catch up with the manga just to see what happened because I didn't think the anime would ever get another adaptation, and it seems to be true. Like the manga is crazy. Like the powers of these characters go way beyond anything. It goes beyond. It goes cosmetic. Like they have the power to like cosmetic, astral, like spatial powers, like dimensional powers. It goes beyond crazy. Like 9 million command spells and stuff like that. I really like anime. It's different. It's I don't know how to explain it without spoiling anything, but I highly recommend watching Magi. Like watch the first 3 episodes. I would say that if you like it, then continue. I can't read that. Is that Attack on Titan or? I'm sorry, I can't read that. I think that might be that train one. Seven Deadly Sins. Dude, Seven Deadly Sins fell off so hard. I really liked Escanor's introduction, like in the manga, was fucking insane. Just him being this almighty force of the sun. There's definitely really like insane like anime. I loved it a lot. Insane manga, except where we got to the animated version when it was Meliodas versus Escanor. That was the biggest disappointment I've ever seen in my life. I saw the clips on Twitter and I thought it was like a decent fan animation, but no, that was like the actual like anime. So don't look familiar, dude. What's this called? Oh my god, Blood some. What's dude? Deadman Wonderland, dude. This is one of the most okay. As a kid, I never like saw violence and stuff. Like I saw, Adult Swim and all that, but this was definitely a game changer. Just the atmosphere of the horror and anime and the gore and just all this like these prisoners trapped in this prison where everyone thinks it's this game, but they're just getting slaughtered and they have all these blood powers. Like I read the manga because I knew this one get anime, like it wouldn't finish the anime. And the manga, I thought is definitely one of my favorite stories. Like as a kid when I read it, it was definitely like one of my favorite stories. I really hope it gets adapted. Like the way it ended, I thought it was just perfect. I thought that whole story from beginning to end was perfect in my opinion. A lot of people don't like Blood Battle, but not Blood Battle, freaking Deadman Wonderland, but it's definitely one of my favorite anime in my opinion. Sorry, I'm gonna check this real quick, see how far I am. Oh boy. Um, Kami got killed. There was extremely so much hype about this, but it was definitely one of the most disappointing anime. It just felt like the author was he created a story, created the outline, but he just didn't know how to work with it or end it, so he just like slaughtered everyone one by one slowly. I'm sorry if I spoiled it, but the anime's been out for a long time. A lot of people were talking about it. A lot of people do like it just because of how like a violent and battle heavy it is, but the story it didn't really hold it together. Don't know. I need to watch this one. This is on my watch list right now, so definitely going to see that. Hell's Paradise. Fate and Fate. I've always been a fan of Fate for the longest time. Though Fate Zero is definitely is S. That's why I don't know what this one is. If this is Fate Zero belongs up here. Fate Zero is definitely one of the most like mature, definitely most like grounded, but at the same time like anime, like magical, like servants, like ancient, uh, like heroes that lived in the past type of battle royale. I loved it a lot. I highly recommend it. I have to sit out seen, have not seen. Claymore, it's been so long since I've seen Claymore, but it's definitely an interesting, like, it does have, like, demons and the dark side of it, too. It's, very, a gray, like, ominous feeling, like, story, so I recommend it. It's pretty interesting, very, but it's, it definitely has, like, some, remnants of, like, Berserk, like, some, like, inspired parts in there, so, but I believe you guys will enjoy it. Speaking of animes that have not gotten adaptations, Blood, is this Blood? Can't tell, not gonna lie. If it's Blood, though, I'll put on A. Bloodseed. Here's Bloodseed. I'll put on A. Definitely one of the worst. I haven't seen this in a long time. I don't know when this came out. Like freaking a whole horde of bunnies just came and slaughtered everyone in the town, eating them. It's definitely one of the most like gory like animes out there. Like brutal. The Gray Man. I've definitely put on A. This one's not really talked about as much either. It's I have not read the manga. I'm trying to keep myself from reading the manga, but the anime right now is definitely like it was all over the place about this like character and his old friend, like his old father, is like I don't want to spell it. I can't. It's been so long since I've seen it. I'm sorry, but I'll put on A for now. I'm not saying sorry. These are so small to me. I'm on a small monitor. Fate. Oh, Fate Apocalyptica. Yeah, I'll put that on A. Hell yeah, I love Fate. I've not seen Eden Zero. I've only seen the first two episodes, but that was actually I got bored watching it. I'm not gonna lie. My Dress Up Darling. I watched it just because of all the hype and just because it was like it really is a really good feel good anime. I would definitely recommend it to someone. There's very heavy etchy elements in there, but definitely a really good heartwarming. Like these two characters that just have a similar hobby, then they just have like this creative bond with each other, and I like it a lot. There it is, Yu Yu Hakusho. Yeah, let's put you on S there, my friend. There you go. Yeah. Monster, I need to rewatch it. It's been a while since I've seen Monster, but I've only seen like snippets of here and there. I've never like watched the thing from the start to the beginning, so it's one of those things I need to like start. I don't know that one. Don't know that one. Actually, that looks familiar. Oh, I know what that is by Studio Trigger a long time ago. I didn't watch it though. Sailor Moon. I have not seen a single Sailor Moon episode yet. So, yeah. Let's see. Have not seen. Have not seen. Have not seen. Also, these are kind of small, so I'm just not 100% sure what they are. Have not seen. Haven't seen Dororo. I have not seen the final episode of Dororo, but it's definitely an interesting like anime. It's like the main character is silent, traveling around with this kid. I can't spoil shit about, but just the whole journey and them killing the demons and him regaining his body parts one by one from being a cursed child is fucking insane. Uh, Promise Neverlands. This was the best first like season anime I've watched ever, but people are saying it definitely fell off. So I'm just gonna stop at season one. Like season one was intense the whole way. You had no idea what was gonna happen. It was just suspenseful as hell, and it felt like natural and it felt like grounded. It felt like something I don't know. It was really good. Like I highly recommend the first season to anyone to watch it. This is for the first season right here. That's about all the time I got. Hope you guys enjoyed my little quick video about this tier list. Sorry I didn't get the chance to all of them, but it's just like, I don't know. Really fast tier list. Hope you guys enjoyed my little video, and peace.